What's up, you beautiful tubers? How is everybody doing tonight? It is Tuesday night's trash night. If you're in a Tuesday night trash night place, I've already taken my trash out and got White Rabbit to talk about. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm taking the garbage trash out. But anyway, sorry. I know a few minutes late. It's not my fault. It's the stupid brown dog. Brown dog's gonna have a name change to Who Dat. Who Dat is his new name because he doesn't listen when we go to the dog park. And actually, the dog park might be partially my fault because I wanted to go to a new dog park and it looked abandoned. It was open, but it looked abandoned. And it was weird because when we got back, the shorts was up on my screen when I plugged into like YouTube that I had put up a year ago of him at that park when it wasn't abandoned. It's so weird. It's so weird. But anyway, no, today's been a busy day. I've been on the hunt today. I can't find mini eggs. You know those little delicious candies that the Easter bunny brings? But I found the last case of Dr. Pepper Peeps. Oh, I'm so excited to see these. So excited to see these. And then tonight we're gonna cover the Turtleboy interview with Kelsey Fitzsimmons. I think I have that right. You guys mess me up every time. Wait, glitching? Am I glitching? I might be glitching. Hey Heidi, how you doing? How's it going? Silver Fox, how you doing? Squid, what's up? K-Ray. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Happy Tuesday. Hello, everybody. Daniel Berry, how you doing, bud? T-Rex. What? Pretty blonde? They do not. Pretty blonde? Thank you, T42. I just need to pin this to the top. Not glitching. Thank you. Miss Divine. You mean Katie Fitzpatrick? Is that what I called her? Is that what I called her? Hey, Common Sense. How you doing? What's happening on your thumbnail? I don't know. It's AI. What does it look like? What does it look like it's happening? Man, I asked that the stupid machine thing because everybody's all about, oh, you gotta have these thumbnails. Thumbnails suck. Okay. I don't like making them. I don't like producing them. I don't like doing the whole thing with them. No, I don't like it. I'm just gonna put a logo up from now on, and you're just gonna have to figure out what the hell I'm talking about because I sure as heck don't. No, I'm confused. I'm so confused. What is going on? That's Casey Anthony in my thumbnail? Does this say that? No, it doesn't. Does it? Kelsey Fitzsimmons? No, that was last night's. That's last night. Yeah, the interview. What's on my thing? I don't know. It looks like well, we'll talk about Casey Anthony too. She didn't do it. She's completely freed. Her and OJ are still looking for the killers. Well, don't look at the thumbnail. Stop looking at the thumbnail. Forget about the thumbnail altogether. It's not there. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. It's like poltergeist. Don't look at it. Common sense. Look at this. I have Dr. Pepper Peeps. They're upside down. I have Dr. Pepper Peeps. Be excited. I thought Casey Anthony was a brunette. She is. She is a brunette. How does common sense know all these things? I don't know what's happening. It does look like who? Thumbnails are like birds, not real. 100%. 100%. I don't like AI. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. How you doing, pretty cookie? How are you? Does the thumbnail look like Casey Anthony to you? Look, all I wanted to do was I heard that okay, you know what? Emily C even told me that it'd be really good to go over the Kelsey Fitzsimmons interview with Turtleboy because it's that case is over and we can get it all cleaned out tonight. We'll all be on the page and we'll understand because she's working on something for Thursday. She wants to show me, and it's all gonna be what? That is not Kelsey. Well, it doesn't need to be Kelsey. It's just some chick. It says Kelsey. That's all that matters. This I don't know Kelsey. I didn't get her permission for her name, image, and likeness. It's not Casey. I don't know. It's Groke. It's Groke. It's Ara. Ara is the voice I use in Groke. You guys are mean. I don't even know what's going on. I know I gotta go get my earbuds. I'll be right back. I gotta get my earbuds. Talk to the baby expert. All right, you guys still there? I hope so. Wait, this thing's not working. There's no sound. There's no sound now. There's no sound. Can you guys hear me? There is no sound. The little thing's not moving. What's happening? It's Groke, okay? I don't know. You guys, that was last night's. The events that led to her arrest. That was last night's thing. That chick was brunette. This chick, I mean, I don't even know what Casey Anthony looks like. How do you know? This could look like her. This could look like Kelsey. She just have to like I mean it could. Hang on here. Right? That could look like her. I don't know what she looks like straightforward. I only see her from the side. I didn't do that. I didn't do this either. What is happening? Why is this so bright? Sorry, things are happening right now. That's her. I mean, that's you know what? It's the trial. It doesn't even say that it's her. You guys are assuming that this is Kelsey. It's not. That's Turtle Boy in drag. He did that for Halloween one year. You guys don't even know about that. I didn't either until just now. I made it up. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. Look, I will never do a thumbnail again. Okay. From now on, they're just gonna say expert, and you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna be like, hey man, this guy, let's go in there and give you some sympathy. It's like going to church. It's like paying for respect or something. Hang on a second. So I sleep with these things in because they're, I don't think okay, there we go, I can hear myself. The girl killed her baby. No, Kelsey didn't do that. She tried to kill herself. She didn't do that, right? I don't know. I don't pay attention to any of this stuff. It's all, it's a mess. But we are. Tonight's gonna be a good night. We're gonna have fun tonight. Um, Anybody want a chocolate Labrador? He doesn't pay attention. Oh, listen to this. Oh, hang on. Before we get started, you guys, that's stupid. Yeah, yeah, it's okay to call him stupid because he's stupid. Because you know what he did? I said, "Go get your mom," because he wasn't listening at all. The part. Oh, it was so bad. First of all, my wife forgot his leash, and um, never doing another thumbnail. Never doing another one. But uh, no, I don't have time to look up Casey Anthony. I don't have time. Listen, so I brown dog. I said, "Oh, you go get your mama right now." And he went the other direction. He went up and he sat down to some other brunette woman. Oh, oh, it was not good. I was like, "Oh, so that's your new mama?" And then I told him, I was like, she's not better looking than your mama. So, like, you did a bad job picking." I said that joke earlier to White Rabbit. I'm gonna run out of liquid. Um, hey, 80s, how you doing? Zach, what's up? Side eyes, did I say hi? Side eyes answered a question today to me that I didn't remember asking because I don't know. I went to bed after last night's stream. My wife hit me in her sleep. It was the crazy thing. I rolled over and I was awake. I look up like this and I see like this, like, hi, yeah. And I'm like, what did I do? And she looks at me like, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. I'm like, I got earbuds in. I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I'm not even asleep. My dreams didn't do anything wrong. Everything's kosher. What is happening? And so I waited about 5 minutes and then I snuck out. I took my blanket, I took my whoopee because I have 2 whoopies. And I took my whoopee and I sneaked into the other room and I went downstairs and I got some toast. I had that French bread from not French bread, the croissant bread from Costco. It's good stuff. All right. Do you guys know who Linda Campatelli is? Do y'all know her? You know Linda? This is an interesting one. Uh, Check this out. Do, 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 do. So you see this chick here? She was murdered by her the guy she was cheating on her husband with. And the guy she was cheating on her husband with, he had a wife too. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know what she looks like. But yeah, this chick, oh man, it was a crazy story. I was like, man, you know what? Like, I should cover that sometime. But we're not going to do that right now. We're not going to do that right now. Right now, we're going to go to Kelsey Fitzsimmons. And you guys keep telling the wrong name, and I will not listen to that anymore. No more. Sandra Birchmore is somebody different, and I know that now. What do you know about that story? Do you know that story I just pulled up? Linda Campatelli? Oh, you know that? Yeah, it's down in Florida somewhere. Common sense. You need to come to Dollywood, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. June 3rd, we have we go to dinner. We have like a meet and greet, and then we go across the street and play video games. There's a big video game place here. Main Event's the name of it. And then Thursday we go to Dollywood because it's Dollywood, right? That's where people want to go. And then Friday is we do a live studio recording audience, live studio audience of Friday Night Live. and it's a hoot, and it's a holler. What, Sandra Birchmore? Oh, you fainted. Don't do that. You could hit your head if you faint. Hey, King Bob, how you doing? All right, let me see here. Let me get this started. Yeah, did I do that right? I don't know. Let's go back to. I'm gonna start a new tab. Why do I have Sanford and Son stuck in my head? And there, I'll go to his lives. And oh, there it is. Sweet. Is it working? Okay. So let me share this with you guys. Oh, Melissa Jane. Hey, y'all. Melissa Jane, wish her Godspeed. She's going to be leaving us for, she has a overseas expedition.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. 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 Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Melissa Jane, I was thinking about you today when I got some Diet Pepper Peeps. And you know what? In honor of you flying over to Taipan, she's she works for UNICEF. Yeah. She's like Angelina Jolie. So speaking of, how's Crazy Amy doing? Well, don't you see a lot of her? So here we go. Hello, Melissa Jane. I'm the best tasting peep there is. I'm a Dr. Pepper peep. Look, I have an eyeball on my head. Hey, bye. Oh. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I gotta write something down in my hand. Oh, crap. Forget this. I don't write it down. That sucked. Oh, crap. Oh, here it is. All right, sorry. But that's not it. There. Sorry. So the right stuff in my hand. And I'll write down a notebook too. Sorry, I mean this is like really important. I gotta do this by midnight. Okay, now let's go. Why does this keep popping up? All right, let's go over here and we'll do. Thank you, Melissa Jane. Safe travels. I hope you have all your shots. And wherever you go, just tell them you're an American. That's what it works. I've seen all the movies. All the movies. Okay, now we're here and we're going to set this up. I have the volume turned off on purpose. Oh, look at this. Holy cow. He's got chapters. How's he do this? I mean, this guy's a pro. That's pretty nice.
I don't know. Kelsey.
There she is.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Hello. Welcome, guests.
Can you guys hear?
How are you guys doing?
Hi, guys. Hi, Kels.
Oh, I need to
Hi,
move,
Tim.
don't I?
Yes. So this is a fun powwow here. We have Tim represents both of us. And as I said, Tim, I didn't want to get involved in this first because, people would see as biased. You know what I mean?
I think it became a no-brainer after a while, no? So it wasn't too hard to take the right position.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's an easy
Hey,
position.
everybody, how you doing?
And like I said, I always said from the beginning
Any-
that, like, regardless, it is outrageous what happened with her on September 11th.
Rosalind.
And like that is what obviously radicalized, I think, a lot of
Rosalind
people.
Rock.
It was just the inhumanity of it all, like you
Awesome.
know what I mean, what they did to her on that day, and a lot of people had their
Yeah,
hearts
she really
broken that
does look
day.
great.
So that obviously, she was a good villain. She was like an Auntie Bev. So is Kelsey there? Is Kelsey's audio on? Is she with
You
us?
got it, Kels?
I'm here. I'm trying to look
All
for
right.
the bracelet somebody gave me, so I can show them that I've been wearing it.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, there
A
it is.
different kind of bracelet.
Yeah, I had it on. It has an evil eye, and it also says
I don't want to be here.
good
I don't want to be
energy,
here.
Which is
Excellent.
so funny because I brought this giant evil eye to
I'm in the
court every
wrong
single
position,
day, and
man. I feel weird right
She
now.
rubbed us all with it.
Tim knows about this. It's
Hold on,
very
wait a second.
important to me, and I
gotta do something
What?
different here.
I said I
Told
wasn't
her
going to make
she-
you cry, and we're not going to do
No,
that.
I'm not crying. Tim, why
All
don't
right, hang
you say what I would do?
There it is.
Wait,
We'll
what?
just
She
go over
would
there.
like rub
Oh,
us
wait a
all
second.
down
Maybe
with
if I
her
did this.
evil eye stones, and I'd say you missed a spot right here. Yeah, she was very superstitious. She's probably the most superstitious gal I've had.
Really? Okay. So she
All right, real quick. I saw there's a lot of people are coming in over there from Rosalind Dukes. Hello. Wanted to say what? Love to see my daddy issues. What? Robin, how you doing? Venom, what's up, you web-eating villain, you? Dan Davis, how are you doing? Annie M, I saw you. How are you? Did I miss somebody? I probably did. I'm just gonna scroll down here to the bottom. Y'all, I will try to say hi as I can along through here. Hey, Christine Fortunato. Her name's really fun, so I have to say it. You guys, those of you that are coming in, Kelsey Fitzsimmons is the woman. She's the police officer in Andover, Massachusetts, that was served with a restraining order, a surprise restraining orders. How her fiance broke up with her, and in the midst of it, got she got shot, and so she spent like 56 days in a hospital, and then she was charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer, and she recently had trial. It's been very crazy, y'all, because she is a police officer, and the police officer went in to her place, and we watched the cameras and everything, the breakdown yesterday. But this is Turtleboy has he had the first interview with her. This is the interview after she got out. This is Turtleboy, who is fighting for his what was it, Second Amendment, First Amendment rights. This is his attorney, who is also attorney for Kelsey Fitzsimmons. I just watched a video today where Kelsey was denied. She was, her the gunshot wound to her broke a rib, deflated a lung, and came out through her back. Part of her house arrest, part of her it's not bail, what's it called? Well, anyway, part of her being out of prison was that she had to submit to an alcohol breathalyzer. But she was not alcohol was not part of the reason of anything that happened or anything like that. It was just an added on sentencing thing. So the what's the guy's name? not the bailiff. What's the person administering the test? It's the I'm drawing a blank, y'all. Boy, holy cow, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, the person administering the test saw how hard she struggled because she is trying to heal from a deflated lung. Went to the judge to ask, can we remove this one restriction off of her? And the judge let her have bondsman. Thank you. Not bondsman. No, it's a probation officer. That's what it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's probation. Anyway, he testified. He said, God, she looked awful. She's struggling to breathe and stuff. The judge, it was so spiteful, y'all. I mean, I'm taking all my emotion out and just telling you from watching it, it just looked like pure spite. I don't understand it. I don't know what's going on. And God bless the people in Massachusetts. I mean, I used to make fun of Massachusetts because, Massachusetts, right? I'm just a redneck from Tennessee. There's a lot of good people in Massachusetts, a lot of great people I've met. And man, I feel so bad. This is there needs to be a wake up call. So that's where we are. This is Kelsey Fitzsimmons, survivor of being a police officer in Massachusetts.
Hired you. She didn't hire you, like, because she was in the hospital. She was like completely indisposed, and someone from your family hired him. Is that right? Why him?
Your dad.
did
You
not
met
hire
with
you.
your dad. Yeah, we met with your dad. Your dad, Steve, was kind of the catalyst of it, I think, from your guys' end.
Why Tim? Where'd they pick him from?
Yeah, what
Do you
the
know?
hell?
Yeah, where did he come from?
No idea.
Was so you never? It
Was
obviously
walking around
wasn't
the
your
hospital.
choice because you were like, undergoing surgery and stuff like that.
So
And
you wanna know what's weird is when I was in the hospital, I had no idea I needed an attorney because I just thought that I was like this suicidal person that had gone through so much, and I didn't know I was accused of a crime until my parents told me. And when they told me, it was like a complete shock. And they
And
ended
you
up
didn't know what crime it was.
no, not until you told me.
that is crazy to think. I never thought about it that way. That, like, from your perspective, you were suicidal and got shot, and then you wake up and you're lucky to be alive, and you're like, and then you had no idea that while you were in the hospital, this whole different narrative had been concocted, and you had no idea. So was that confusing?
Yeah, that's
Y'all, I love Turtleboy, but we gotta get him something going on with that audio because there's a hell of an echo in that room. Holy cow. Love the guy, but man, it sounds like Elvis singing Love Me Tender. There's a bunch of reverb. Sorry.
something a lot of people don't think about for me is I woke up in the ICU after one of my surgeries, and hours later, I had to be told what happened because I was just, right after surgery, you're not in the right state of mind. And I was never in the right state of mind. But when I was told what was concocted after, I was like, what? There's no, the first thing I said to my mom, because she was the first person I saw in the hospital, is, how are you in trouble for trying to take your life? That's
Yeah.
what I said to her.
So you had no idea that they had alleged that you had done what they alleged you done.
No,
Wow.
I had no
Because she
idea.
didn't do it.
Obviously not.
Right.
Yeah, but so that's crazy though. When you think about it from that perspective, from her perspective, she had no idea. She like woke up like, wait, what? What are you saying happened? And so
I was in surgery.
yeah, because like even with Kara Reed's perspective, like she went into that like, and she woke up the next day like, did I accidentally clip him? Like, how did this happen? But with you woke up and you were like, what the hell? Nothing like that ever happened. Obviously, like what's going on here? And you needed a lawyer, and you obviously got a good one. And you guys rushed through this trial. I mean, there was 9 months ago, Tim. I was arrested 3 years ago, and we haven't
I
even
know,
come
we've
close
been
to a
together a
trial
long
yet.
time, dude.
But you said with her, there were different priorities. Obviously, you wanted to get this
Yeah.
over with.
Sorry. Yeah, y'all. So that's what happened 3 years ago. Turtleboy got charged, and I that's what brought me to this part right now. Right before Christmas, I was on a stream with Broken Baker. He had changed his software and my computer. I wasn't used to it or what. I don't know what happened. I could not see the screen. I had sound on YouTube. I could see me, but the screen was blank. I had no idea who was on, who I was talking to, or anything. Turtle Boy comes on and starts talking about a story. And I'm like, wait a second. He has been charged with witness intimidation, and it's not a witness. He's a third party. He's not associated with anybody that is involved in the trial. It's the Karen retrial. That's over with, completely over with. All points are mute at this point, but he's still being tried for this. And there's a lot of First Amendment law in that um, I think it, it's very upsetting. And so that's where I started following Turtle Boy, and then start seeing the stuff that's happening. And you can't once you stick your your toe into the the drama swamp that is Massachusetts. Holy cow! All you want to do is talk about it because it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. The reality, as Emily C calls it, the multiverse. Well, you're going to a different multiverse when you cross those lines. It's just crazy. So anyway, that's why I'm here is because of Turtle Boy, and he's 3 years now is how long it's been. He has no trial. That's wrong.
Caden, number one priority, right, Kels?
Yeah.
We're getting there. It's
And
coming, honey.
you
It's
weren't
coming
worried
soon.
about you weren't worried about rushing it like that. I mean, that's a lot. That's quick to go to trial. No,
Are you asking me?
I'm asking him because he's the guy. But like
Yeah.
with you too, you
No
know.
brainer. It was a no brainer, Aiden. I mean, we knew what happened, and this was a trial all along. There was no, pontificating about what we should do, and we were in that ridiculous pickle of she gets reincarcerated. We didn't trust the
Man.
Essex trial Superior Court judge to do the right thing, so we had to go to a higher court, and that
Mhm.
took a while, and we they didn't give us all the discovery until trial, and
The
you
day
know
before?
yeah, and Kelsey was loving this one. We got a report of Lieutenant Daly after he finished testifying, 4-page single space report after he finished testifying. So they weren't ready to go to trial early. They said they were, but they weren't.
What's
And
that about?
yeah, so it was
There's a
a lot of
4-page.
discovery, dribs and drabs. We needed to be ready, but
Daly's police report is not in there. It didn't come out until after the trial. It wasn't there for discovery. There's no way. There's no way that's legit. And I had just heard about that like today or yesterday. I'm like, what in the world? There's a whole all the evidence he had, his police report was not given over to the defense. Supposedly that wasn't even turned in until after this trial was over. How can that happen? I mean, you know what we could do? We could become a depository of all these different nuances that are happening in these trials and stuff, and break it down into like little talking points, and be like, okay, Tim Bradl, here's what you need to know. We haven't heard anything about police should have every officer at the scene should have a report. Have you gotten every report yet? Because it sounds like it was just overlooked. Because it's so. If you guys see what I saw about trying to get Kelsey off the breathalyzer test, part of her release, Bradle was just shocked. I mean, he was just. It was like this has never happened. He has never seen a judge act like this. I know. I don't think anybody has. Maybe we'll show that later. But anyway,
We were going to plow ahead anyway. I knew what we had. I knew what was going to happen here. I knew she was going to be a great witness. I knew she was testifying all along. She wanted to tell her story, and we had to just get this going. And we finally got that judge off the case, as it should have been. They snuck around a little bit, I think, with the way they did it. But hey, we'll take it. We'll take the win any way we can get it. We got a really great judge. Judge Karp was so great. A gentleman, a kind man. He really looked at her with, like a human being. And we didn't have that up until then.
No, you didn't. And
Yeah.
speaking of with this judge, right? Like how, Kelsey, on September 11th, you go into court for what you think is like a routine. We're going to go in there and try to amend this, the conditions of your release to make it so you don't have to do the scram device. You've been out for a week at that point, not even, right?
Like 2 days.
2 days. Okay. So you got 2 days of freedom, right? After being in the hospital and then jail for 16 days. And then you got 2 days of freedom. And then you go in for what you think is like this routine hearing, and worst case scenario, she says no. And you got to keep doing the scram, right? That's what you're going. Best case scenario, you get an alternative. Worst case scenario, you got to keep doing the scram. Did you have any idea incarceration was even on the table, and what was that like? I mean, how shocking was that?
No. So before
selling cats and ass.
jail, I spent 53 days in the hospital. And then I had no bail. And then I went to jail, right to jail. And then the grand jury did not indict me because
we know why. Yeah.
They ran through the lines. And the whole case changed after that. And then it was just assault. And that's what I was facing. So then I had, Tim, you can probably say it in better legal terms, but I had another hearing where my bail was in question. What would that?
Well, we did the bail appeal to the single justice.
No, that was before though. That was before. So we went.
So we started in district court, then we do a bail appeal to McCarthy, and then she held you, and then after the indictment came back, you were arraigned under just the one BS charge.
So that's
the arraignment.
I was arraigned twice. One for all the charges, one for just the indictment. Am I right on that, Tim?
Correct. And it was a entry level Superior Court charge that the sentencing guidelines, which are optional but are followed, held that you could get straight probation for this charge. In my whole 30 years, I've never seen a case where someone was held who was eligible for probation. That was another piece of insanity on this case that makes my blood boil too, that nobody has ever been thrown in jail for that.
Can I ask you something, Tim?
Yeah.
Do you think that your clients like Kelsey are getting punished because you represent me?
I don't even,
I don't
that's
think
a good
so.
question.
Maybe this one time.
I do.
Across the board, I don't think so. I mean, I've been around a long time. I mean, people treat me pretty well. That's sort of my.
But what they did to her was so wrong. Like I've never seen anything like it.
From me, I think it, or you.
It comes from me. I think it comes from me. I think they just don't like
in this
me.
particular case. I think it's there's a North Andover thing that I'm suspicious of, but I'm not really sure. But we think there's something behind the scenes that was driving that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I think on this one anyway.
North Andover is a very small town. And when I was arraigned for the second time, the judge admitted that this is a whole different case because it wasn't such a huge charge. It was dropped down to just assault with a dangerous weapon. And I don't say just as like it's not a small charge, it's a big charge, but
Yeah,
it went
true.
from huge to something different, and the whole case changed. And that's when I was released on every restriction you could possibly think of. And the scram device is, for people that don't know, is a portable, it's portable and it's breathalyzer, and it's about this big.
This is the
and you
part.
have to carry it around everywhere you go, including attorney meetings, right, Tim?
And you couldn't sleep in, you couldn't, you know,
No.
you couldn't go to bed early
Right.
every single night.
So it went off from 6:30 in the morning. At first we had scheduled ones. So the probation officer would tell me what times they went off, and I would set an alarm on my phone for those times. But then when the judge found out that she didn't put random, it seemed like she got really angry and put them as random, as 6:30 in the morning to 11 p.m. So there would be nights where I'd fall asleep and I would give it to my mom or my stepdad and just say, like, I need to sleep. You need to wake me up when this goes off. And then it would be this whole ordeal where you have to put a flashlight on your phone in your face because the picture doesn't take a bright enough picture of your eyeballs, and your eyes are what makes it validate that it's you. And I would just like wake up at 10:30 in the evening and put a flashlight on my face, and then it disrupted my sleep. And I think that's something that's unethical of it.
Oh yeah, that's
something that's very unusual. Where it
sleep
becomes
deprivation.
unethical is someone that's injured.
Hey, Amy.
And I was injured in the fact that I had a punctured lung. And when I got released from the hospital, I still had like the repercussions of broken ribs and a fractured lung. And anyone that's had broken ribs knows how bad it hurts to try to take a deep breath. And still to this day, I work out every day and I have trouble breathing. So you can only imagine 9 months ago when I was trying to take a deep breath. And when my mom took videos because we thought that it would show that this was real, genuine pain. And I wasn't like trying to go drink a Bud Light behind the judge's back. My mom would take videos of how hard it was. And when I would blow into it, it would fail. And I would just be like, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail. Like the police are going to be here right now.
You have genuine PTSD from this. I have no doubt.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. And that's a thing I wanted to talk to you about, right? Because I might have some of that myself, right? So you and I have a couple of things in common. Our lawyer for one, and incarceration for another. And we have kind of in common, I think, that like we're not the kind of people that like expect to go to jail. Like I feel like a lot of people Tim represents probably, aren't that surprised that they end up in jail. Whereas like
a lot of people that I guess I met in jail.
You met people in jail. You weren't isolated?
I was until probably like the last week I was there.
Where were you living there? Like
I was living in a segregation section of the jail, and it was 23 hours segregation and 1 hour out. And
was it like a unit with like multiple cells and multiple prisoners?
Yeah, it was a segregation unit. So like they consider it the whole, but it was also the
segregation, all the blonde girls on this side.
Federal inmates. And I had asked Tim, and after I asked Tim if I could, because I was starting to lose it. Like I just didn't want to be alone anymore.
23 hours a day.
It was 23 hours.
What'd you do to pass the time? Did you count cinder blocks? That's what I did. I just kept looking at the cinder blocks.
You did a lot of running.
I did during she couldn't do running. I did.
Did you work out, Kelsey? Did you get to run?
So I had a yoga mat. I got a permission for a yoga mat in my cell, and there I did a lot of push-ups. Yeah, there would be days where I'd hop on like an attorney visit with Tim, and I'd be like, this is how many cinder blocks are on my ceiling, just in case you're curious.
Did that speed up your healing so that you could blow into the thing, the push-ups?
Yeah, so that was.
It must have hurt like hell.
That was the reason I had the yoga mat. It was like a medical reason, and it was so I could get out of jail faster and be able to do.
Oh, yeah, because that's ultimately what got you out. You were able to do the scram. That's unfreaking.
And by the way, Aidan, she's a hurdler. Like
You a hurdler?
I was, and you're a track coach.
You did the hurdles? Yeah, I didn't know that.
Distance and hurdles, yes.
What? I did the hurdles. Get out of here.
I did too.
Yeah,
That's
get
fine.
out of here. 3:30.
We're gonna have a three-way race.
Yeah, we're gonna have to race. I'll race you.
Oh,
Damn.
I will kick all of the ASS.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So what can I ask you some weird, what's it like being shot? Like that's my first, I always said that was gonna be my first question. Was like, I can't believe you got shot. Like that's Tim, imagine you got shot like in the hand, how much that would hurt.
Can't even.
What's that
You
like
gave-
getting shot?
You
Like that's
gave some
crazy.
good testimony about that.
Yeah. I know it's a stupid question, but like, what's that like getting shot?
It's not a stupid question. I get asked that a lot. And I explained it as absent pain, but it truly felt
Next
like
month's your birthday.
a force that burned the whole inside of my body is the only way I can explain it. It was such a heavy force. And in my training, I have been sprayed twice, and I've also been tased. So
Those hurt worse.
It's nothing like that, I assume. I mean, it's just, do you realize you were shot when you were shot? You're like, I've been shot. Like, holy shit. Like, I
Yes.
just got shot. I'm going to die. You probably thought, do you think you were going to die?
yes,
It's freaking crazy. But you live. That's
10
wild.
millimeters, right, Kels? 10 millimeters?
9.
It's 9
Oh, no,
millimeters
I
away
mean
from
10
killing you.
millimeters away from your spine, right? Wasn't I know it was a 9 millimeter
Oh, no,
cartridge. but
It's
wasn't it like
Man,
10
10
millimeters
millimeters,
from
she
your
wouldn't be
spine or
doing an
something?
interview.
it's less than an inch away from my spine.
Wow.
And
That's
that
unbelievable.
would have been it.
Wow. Let me ask you another question. What's it like? How do you feel about Houston and Daly, especially Houston, who you invited to your wedding? Like, what's it like sitting there listening to those guys? You invited him to your wedding, and he testified against you. What's that like?
I think that specific police
Shock is
department, and this
crazy,
doesn't go
dude.
for all, because there are good cops and there are bad cops. And I'm not saying everybody on the North Andover Police Department is a bad cop, but I am saying that if you want to keep your job there, you're a part of the boys club. And the boys club consists of keeping your story straight. And when Houston was testifying, I remember looking at Tim and I said, he doesn't believe what he's saying. And Tim said, I know.
Wow.
And that kind of just says it all.
Yeah.
He had a funny affect up there. I don't know.
There was a lot of betrayal going on. You had to watch your friends get up there. I mean, what, Michelle, was that her name? Oh my God. I thought I had bad friends. I mean, watching her get up there and do that. What's her problem? Like, what did you ever do to these people? What's their problem? You seem so likable. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, I don't get it. I've had a couple conversations. You seem very nice. And I just don't understand the level. That's gotta hurt. Cause I know what it feels like to be betrayed. Does that sting you or does it not bother you?
It all stings. I think that after everything I've been through, she falls low on the category of what hurts. If that makes sense.
So guys, we probably shouldn't go there because this Michelle chick is going to probably be testifying in this thing. So let me suggest, Aidan. Aidan was talking to me earlier that he saw us talking while Carp was reading his verdict. Remember that?
Yeah, and I want to bring that up.
I thought that was cute. We had that exchange.
Yeah.
And you kept asking me.
So yeah, so it was a 10-minute verdict, right? And I'm gonna bring up the footage of that. But it was like a roller coaster ride being in the courtroom. And I want to do right now, if we could, if you guys don't mind, a little play-by-play of that. And you tell me what you were thinking when, because you guys were whispering to each other. And I think a lot of people would like to know, what you guys were talking about. So I'm going to play it and I'm going to pause it periodically, just ask you, what
introductory words. Let me say this. This is not in my script. This has been one of the more exhausting, hardest things I've had to do as a judge, as an attorney. And
he's such a genuine, kind man. I just love him.
He was a little off the
Such a
cuff.
good guy.
It's like, whatever. I forgot what I was saying, but
he was standing up. That was one of the things that was huge to me. He was standing up, and I was not intimidated by him because he is very genuine, and you can tell he's very fair. But he was standing up, and I knew it was real.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Yeah. He was,
love Kelsey.
I mean, this must have been,
Like,
I was looking at you. You looked extremely nervous, as somebody would expect, when they're hearing a verdict. But he went on.
That's why I asked her what she's doing Friday night.
There is no requirement that judges
See, what's going on, FNL.
verdict after a criminal bench trial.
Let's get her to
I
Dollywood.
think that Ms. Fitzsimmons, Officer Newman, and all the people involved in the traffic events of June 30, 2025 deserve an explanation.
Yeah, there you are.
Pause.
Pause. Okay. Yep.
So right there, I had looked at him and I said, "What does that mean?" Because he said I was credible, and
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet, but yes, you said
okay.
the incredible part. Yeah.
I think there was a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see.
I think the opportunity to publicly,
He thanks Tim. So he gives Tim a good job. Great job, Tim.
Presenting the evidence and conducting themselves in an extremely professional,
Very
attorneys may be vilified or subjected to public scorn for simply doing their jobs. In this case, I say
Trying to cover all the
that any such
bases.
scorn.
Yeah,
unfair,
cover- be nice to the
and
DA.
shining example of our adversarial system. Fitzsimmons herself, like Officer Newman, willingly and selflessly performed for citizens of North Andover. For this, you should be thanked, not disparaged. For those that think that serving as a police officer is easy, but that officers don't
see
fear or take pride in their work, I say with more than 3 decades of experience in the criminal justice system that you are naive, misinformed, and sadly mistaken.
Stop right there. This is the part that made me nervous the most. What were you guys, when he starts saying cops are all awesome, everybody be nice to cops, that worried the shit out of me. How'd you feel when you heard that?
I'll touch on that. When I was in the hospital, I told Tim, like, police officers have a huge job. Number one, we zip up our vest every day before work. And I think I can speak for every police officer, whether you're religious or spiritual, you zip up that vest and you say a little prayer. Okay. So there's that. So when you're being questioned, oh, you're on edge for this, you're on edge for that, that goes for everything. And I think that when you're in a split second decision, you can make mistakes. No matter who you are and how well you're trained. And that's what happens here. And I think that I said in my very first statement when I was in the hospital in July, cops make mistakes.
Oh no, I saw
We're
Kelsey's
all
testimony.
human.
I'm sorry.
But not admitting to those mistakes is what makes you not human. And that's basically my whole trial.
But but when you heard him say that, what did you think that was a positive or a negative thing, him saying good things about cops like that? Do you think that, how did you think, because I'm sure you were thinking the whole time, is he going to convict me or not convict me? Did you think
That's what you were asking me.
I asked him and I was like, what does this mean?
And what'd you tell her, Tim?
So act it out. So lean to your right, and I'll lean to my right.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
he said all cops
Oh,
are
wait,
good.
the screen just missed. Lean to your right. Lean that way.
Other way.
You're right.
Leaning to me. You're leaning to me.
There you go. She goes like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
And she's like, is this good?
Is this
And she
good?
did it. And I go, neutral.
Neutral.
And then she does it again in a minute. Is this good? I go, neutral. But I have a
Hmm.
different take on that, Aidan, because Kelsey and Courtney always hear me saying this. If a judge is like, telling you to sit down and that's enough and stop it, you won. You got to be careful when the judge is saying, oh, anything else, Mr. Bradl? Remember, MacArthur was always like saying, anything else, Mr. Bradl? Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else? That's when you know you lose.
Yeah.
And this is sort of like that, where he's praising the cops. So I know what's coming after he's done praising the cops is the big but. So I was feeling good.
So you weren't that neutral. You didn't think
I
I
was
was
feeling good. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I didn't want to get ahead of it with her, but deep down, I thought it was good.
You're very optimistic. You always tell me everything's going to be fine, even when it's not.
Good to know.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
he's
he's
not
gonna be
gonna
fine
go
for
to
him.
jail.
He's the attorney.
Next thing you know, I'm in jail.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
Attorneys always
Yeah.
win.
So when I was in front of McCarthy and she seemed angry about the scram situation, and I leaned over to Tim and Martha and I said, am I going back to jail? And they both were like, absolutely not a chance in this universe are you going back to jail over this. This
That was
is a
pure
medical
insanity.
difficulty. There are alternatives and you're not going to jail. But when she walked off the bench, I had more anxiety when she walked off the bench than I did for the couple hours that Judge Karp deliberated.
No, I can imagine because you're going to jail. Like
That was
chill,
insane. And I should say, guys, there's 3 pending judicial complaints against her for her actions on this case, one of which is from me.
really.
And 2 are from folks that are in our circle here.
Tim, you know what set her off? The more I listen to that, it's when you said the word torture. She's like, she taunted you with that a couple times.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
like, oh, since you call it
Yeah.
torture.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay, we don't want to torture her,
and then
so I
she-
guess we'll put her in jail.
right.
Right.
And
That
then she
was
was like, oh,
really
this
nice
is an
lady.
eighth Amendment violation. And she kind of made Tim agree to that. But Tim never went out of his way to say,
Yeah, that's another
this
thing.
is what it is, cruel and unusual. But it was.
I really didn't even mean it in the 8th Amendment way. I just kind of
And-
meant it
and
in
she
the
made-
colloquial way
made
that
you
this is
say
really
that.
hard for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she directed you into that way, and that's
Yeah,
not
y'all,
what we were
it's,
saying.
I think she just didn't like the use of the word torture, and she's like, "Oh, you want to use hyperbolic terms? I can be hyperbolic too. Let's put you in jail. You want to be hyperbolic?" And it was just like, but we all knew what you meant. It was just
Just a
like
judge that would do something like that is,
inhuman.
insane. If that was Suffolk County, we would have been in and out of there in 5 minutes, especially where we had the PO saying, she's fine, she's trying, she's in a lot of pain, we need to do something else. We would have been in and out in 5 minutes. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what is going on up there. I'm just so
And that's the
disgusted
question. Like,
with
what are
that
the
court.
alternative motives here?
Not
This
the
is
court, with certain people in the court, I should say.
I mean, it's a human being. You know,
Well,
like this is
no,
like
I-
She's playing
Right.
games. She's
I
playing
wasn't
games.
a human being because Tim said, this is really hurting her. And she said, Miss Fitzsimmons is a defendant. In lieu of incarceration, she was put on this scram device. And
you sound just like her.
I
Yeah,
know.
you really do.
Holy shit!
I just got
I
kind of
talk.
chills there.
Oh my god!
and how I talk.
Yeah.
But
So,
those were her exact words. And in that moment, I knew I was guilty until proven innocent because she said,
that was
Miss
the vibe to me
Fitzsimmons
too.
is a defendant.
I
She doesn't deserve to be able to pee in a cup and prove that she's not on drugs. I've never done drugs in my life, first of all. So this was outrageous.
You hang around a drug
Absolutely
addict.
outrageous. That's the only word I have for it.
and I'm sorry. I know what that's
Yeah,
like.
that was-
I know
that
what it's
was
like to shockingly go to jail when you don't expect it, and how lonely it is in there. As a it is a higher profile person. Like it's a million times worse. The isolation. I asked him. I was begging to be put in jail. I go, I'd rather get beat up. If they're worried about like security concerns, it's more painful being in isolation. Would you agree?
Tim, I think I said that to you, and I was like, I got threatened a lot in jail because
you're a cop. No?
it was on the news, and I was a police officer, and I was recognized. But let me say this. I had a lot of supporters in my family sending me books. So I had a stack of books in my cell about yay high 2 times. And I guess that made me likable. And I used that to my advantage in the last, I would say, week or 2, because I could not be in solitary confinement any longer.
That's why I'm always scared to go around cops.
I didn't care who I talked to. I just couldn't be there anymore.
They'll pick on me for being ugly.
I just couldn't.
I'm with you on that. It's like the wanting to talk to human beings, no matter who the hell they are, is like a need that all human beings have. And you don't realize it until you're in jail. Like, I will talk to anyone, any low life, and I don't care who I talk to. I need to talk to someone.
And I have to give a huge, Courtney was my rock. Courtney, I don't know if I would have made it through without her.
You guys were on the phone every day. She like kept the FaceTime going, right?
Yeah, we were allowed to FaceTime because she was on the defense team, and every single day we FaceTimed. And
that's the paralegal.
When I was in my cell 23 hours a day, I was able to go to a place where there was a window and I could see outside and I could talk to her. And it wasn't normal, but it was taking me out of like a really bad place. And honestly, like, she's more than just a paralegal. She's amazing. She has a great heart.
She's done that for some of my other clients too.
I know a guy. Like, I talked to Courtney. I didn't really know her before I went to jail, and I found myself talking to her for hours on end every day, and it helped me she helped me get through jail too. A lot. You know, and Tina Murray did too. They both did. They really helped me both get through jail a lot, and I'll never forget that. And that you'll always carry that with you.
Courtney is a true, like, backseat hero, is how I would describe her.
Oh, that's
all. To sit at our table during our trial, and I thought that was huge because
backseat hero.
Agree, she's a huge backseat hero.
She's got everything at her fingertips. She knows where everything is.
Yep.
Oh, I'm dying.
Yeah, I was with her the night, and Tim, the night that you were thrown in jail, because I think I had court the next day. We were out with Bettero, and they were just so bummed, and they were just like because they had told me what happened. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And Courtney told me that you guys talked a lot and everything. And
I think when there's such an injustice, it's like a slap in your face to your attorney.
Well, there were two huge things, Kels. Like, the assault with intent to murder charge was no bill, was rejected, and she didn't miss a beat. Like, anywhere else that would have just been personal recognizance right away. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing was the lack of recognition of the guidelines. That the guidelines were that this is a person that would get probation if she pled guilty on the spot. She'd very likely get probation. Then the third thing was we had 2 clinicians that said she wasn't a danger. She didn't even miss a beat in ignoring that. And there were just so many things that were just ridiculous. And I think that garbage about she doesn't know that you have a broken rib and it hurts, and that she doesn't know about other alternatives to
because it wasn't in evidence
besides scram. She was really giving us the business, like crazy stuff that you would never expect.
Seriously.
And
during my arraignment, a lot of what I feel like wasn't recognized is how much work I put into my mental health during my hospital stay. Yes, I was 100% there because I was shot in the chest, and there was a lot of complications from that and a lot of surgeries. But every single day, whether there was a surgery or a complication, I met with a physician that knew my mental health and helped me through it. So before I was even put in jail, every single day of those 53 days, I was trying very hard to heal myself, and I got there. So she was
That was
so
such a
concerned.
setback when you first went there.
She was
just
so
killed me.
so concerned with my mental health. However, she sent me to a place where there was a lack of, and
Terrible setback.
so wrong.
Tim, what is that like as a lawyer, Tim? Like, I often think about it from your perspective. Like, I'm the one that was in jail. She's the one that's in jail, whatever. What's
Yeah.
it like as a lawyer to feel so helpless to know that your client is being put in jail and you can't do anything to stop it? What's that?
Yeah,
like?
I have pretty good luck on bail stuff, and the fact that you two were the ones in jail was Courtney too. Like we couldn't sleep. Like we could not sleep with you guys in jail. It was just such a insane injustice that happened, and it just, we had to endure it. And at least with yours, Aidan, we bumped it from 90 to 60, so that was good. But like,
This is harder because it was indefinite. You never knew when hers was going to end, right?
Oh yeah, that was insane. And I can't believe we didn't get anywhere with the SJC. We put so much work into that, and I love how she it was just frustrating. And did you hear that CYA speech she gave when we came back, when Kelsey could do the breathing, she could do the scram?
Yeah.
And she's like, you could have come back here. You could have come to me. Oh, like we're going to come back there to that hellhole of a courtroom that she runs. We had other things we were trying to do in the SJC. We were trying to get her off the case. We didn't want to go back to her for any favors. Why would we ever go back to her for any favors? And the reason she was doing that was she saw the writing on the wall. She was trying to mitigate damages. She was trying to act like, oh, we knew we should have come back when she could breathe well, right away. And, Kelsey had the fortitude and the guts to try to stick it out and try to get the SJC. We trusted the SJC. She had the guts to stick it out to try to get to a decision where we thought they were going to go our way. Why would they take the case and then just uphold the judge? I don't get that at all. But we thought she was going to not only go our way, let her out, but kick her off the case. That's why Kelsey was willing to endure the whole thing, because we thought for sure that she was going to get kicked off the case based on that thumb drive of the recording of that day. And that was even before we knew the rest of what she was doing. So, that everything that we put in our recusal motion. So that was a really crazy stretch and just something I've never experienced before. That never should have happened. She made a whole case of circus, and the whole thing should have been handled in 5 minutes, where she should have been allowed to do urine testing. And one other thing, everybody says, oh, you didn't have any medical records. So she was out sick she tried it for two days. She got sick. She couldn't do it. I thought we were good for going back there early. And you know how hard it is to get a trauma surgeon to write a letter? Courtney had to chase that guy around for like a month, like 3 weeks. And she almost got kicked out of Mass General because she was so persistent in it. And we didn't need it. She's being purposely obtuse, We had 2 affidavits that she couldn't do it. We had the assistant chief probation officer testifying in her favor.
I know. He didn't want her. January didn't want to go to jail either.
Right. It was ridiculous. And in any other county, that would have been 5 minutes. All right, I see what you're saying. Broken ribs. You can't breathe into the thing. All right, urine test. You're on random urines. Get out of here. 5 minutes. And then she made it into this insane saga where her very life was at risk in jail as a cop and a CO. Ignored the fact that she was a cop and a CO. Ignored the fact that the charges were radically reduced. Probation. The whole thing's ridiculous. And I can't believe the SJC backed that up. That was a real shame.
What's unfortunate, it is a silver lining with that is that it was so outrageous that is what garnered a lot of the support for Kelsey. That is what caught a lot of people's attention, was just the outrageousness of that.
Kind of get on the bus too. I think.
Yeah, that was I wasn't paying that much attention before that. That was whoa. When I heard Jess Machado first got that audio and played it, I'm like, oh my God, who pissed in her Cheerios?
Yeah.
What's her problem?
We just look at this kid. I mean, they're going to put her in fucking jail. She didn't a break.
She kept saying we need to protect the community for the safety of the community. Like she's going to go around shooting up. Like, what are you talking about? It's so outrageous. It just, don't even get me
It
started.
was the most outrageous
Absolute
thing I've experienced.
power.
Yeah. You know, what was that, Kelsey?
It's abuse of power.
Yes. And, you know, it's hard not to like take it personally, right? When the judge sends, I'll never forget Judge McCollum ever, because he chose to do that. It's hard not to take
He
that
was a
personally.
little, I remember him, he just was sort of almost matter of fact about it. I was shocked that he did that. Yeah. It was so matter of
It was
fact.
just like
Couldn't
it's
believe
so nonchalant. Like, who cares if this person has a family and kids that need to get there, you know, or whatever. It's just like, yeah, whatever, just throw you in. No, he's not going to lose any sleep at night. It's just, it's so messed up and so wrong. Especially in this state, Tim, where people get off a lot in this state. Like, it's a very liberal state when it comes to judges. So
on the back end of the case, yeah. But on the front end, they want to lock everybody up. They want to put everybody on a bracelet on drug testing, on everything. They're nuts about it. Whenever there's an opportunity for the government to put a restriction on somebody, they inevitably will do it. And then they get addicted to it. And the judges realize that I'll just put everybody on a bracelet and then my ass is covered.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Before I let you go, can we put a little more of this? Because I wanted to.
Did you hear what Bradl said? Any chance the government gets an opportunity to use its power, it'll use it against you because it's addictive. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Wise words that should scare everybody.
A little more play-by-play. There's a couple points in here. I'm just seriously curious what you guys were talking about.
The work of police officers is especially fraught with peril today because of our extremely central polarized atmosphere where our citizenry often
Neutral.
So at the court meeting, this is good because it's going to turn around and go our way. And then Kelsey turned to me and I didn't want to get her hopes up. And I said, neutral.
Neutral.
I wanted to make sure.
Well, it worked.
Evidence of a conspiracy in this case. What I saw was dedicated public servants like Officer Newman and his fellow officers doing the best they could under tragic, rapidly evolving promotional circumstances. What I also saw was a young woman, Ms. Fitzsimmons, who was also a dedicated public servant, react to sudden, confusing, and heartbreaking news. Now let me turn to the evidence and the law. Our system of justice requires you to decide this case solely.
What'd you say there?
Neutral.
Or what was she saying there? So you just kept
How
asking.
about now? Right, Kelsey?
Gutters, what are you doing?
What's happening?
Okay, what's happening?
Law and the evidence. So the only things I considered in reaching my verdict are the 98 exhibits submitted during the trial and the testimony of the 11 witnesses that testified here in open court. While it may be cold and uncaring, our system of justice demands that emotion, sympathy, and concern for the consequences of my decision.
By the way, how'd you feel about this guy right behind you? I mean,
Well, first of all, didn't give a shit about him, because if you play it back about 10 seconds, you need to look at Tim's knees and
he's shaking.
He's shaking.
I was like going up, down, yeah.
He was like, all right, no matter what it is.
He was going too slow. I was going crazy.
Yeah, he was like, Tim said, no matter what it is.
Are you familiar with this case?
It's okay.
Don't give him the satisfaction, right?
Right.
This was Judge Karp's time to shine. He was enjoying this.
If you go back about 10 seconds, Courtney grabs Tim's knee on his left.
Okay.
I grab Tim's knee on his right at pretty much.
Maybe cold and uncaring. Our system of justice demands.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. She's like, calm down. She's like, calm down, Tim.
Courtney grabbed his knee and then looked like 2 seconds later.
Yeah. Like, relax there, pal. Well, you guys are telling him
never been better.
Yeah, right.
He's not the one
Safer than it's ever been.
As for the law,
Laid back.
in order to prove Ms. Fitzsimmons was guilty of the crime of assault by means of a dangerous weapon, the Commonwealth must prove the following three things. We lawyers call these things elements.
Meanwhile, Martha's like stoic over there.
Mark was what?
She's stoic.
Oh, yeah. Betterow?
Martha.
All right, Martha's just straight ahead. She's been there before.
Yeah.
She's acting like she's been there before.
All right. Y'all, Gutters. Let's help Gutters out. She's a great person. She got a great stream. Good friend of mine. Love her to death. Gutters. This blonde girl, Kelsey Fitzsimmons, down the bottom left in the interview. That's Turtleboy. You'd have just no Turtleboy from the Karen Reed case, all that stuff. is interviewing her. She's a police officer that was shot by another police officer over a restraining order that her fiance got to break up with her. Does that make any sense? No. You know why? It's Massachusetts. Massachusetts doesn't make any sense. And the people there are some great people that live in Massachusetts, and they're here right now. And they're like, this doesn't make sense. You don't understand. Like, I have to live here. And this is so prolific, the stuff, gutters, that's happening there, from the police to even the fire department. It's bad. It's really bad, and it makes us thankful, for those of us that hopefully don't have got local governments like this. But the problem is that this is happening everywhere, and Massachusetts is the cradle of democracy for the world. The greatest thinkers of freedom came from right there. We wouldn't have a United States without Massachusetts. We need to make Massachusetts America again. And so that's where we are.
Second, that Mr. Simmons intended to commit the assault. And third, that the assault was committed by means of a dangerous weapon. The sole issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved each of these three
last week, 3 days.
And more specifically, under the circumstances of this case, the narrow issue before me is whether the Commonwealth proved beyond reasonable doubt that Mr. Fitzsimmons pointed a firearm at Officer Newman for any perceptible amount of time. What is not before me are the legality of the issuance of the restraining order to Mr. Alain, the reasonableness of the procedure used by the police to serve the restraining order, the legality of Officer Newman's use of force, and issues regarding custody of Katie. It is not my place to decide these issues or even mention my thoughts on them.
So that's neutral, right? You hear that, you're like, okay, nobody benefits from that, right?
No, I will say that's when I knew.
That's when you knew.
Yeah.
Really? How come?
That's absolutely when I knew, because
Enjoy
he
the
talked
camp.
about the officer
Take pictures
that
of the
made these
campfire for us.
claims, and then he also talked about my ex-fiance who made certain claims. And I don't think he would bring that up, that it wasn't his decision if those people thought what they thought. I don't think he would have said that if he was going to make a guilty verdict. So that's kind of when I knew.
You too, Tim? Sorry.
You're right.
I'm good.
Keep going. Go a little more.
I'll play a little more.
He does the big butt.
What has made my job especially difficult in this case is that by and large, I found the testimony of Officer Newman.
Right, Amy? I wish I was camping
incredible on the materials and multiple points.
Okay. A lot of people thought it was over there.
Yeah.
Runkle said that as soon as he heard that, it was over, because if you're both credible somehow, then tide goes to the defendant.
Maybe.
Yes. So that had to make you feel good. I mean, I started feeling good when I heard that. And then he goes on.
In my experience, this is unusual and somewhat perplexing. On the one hand, Ms. Fitzsimmons credibly testified that she never pointed a firearm at Officer Newman. On the other hand, Officer Newman testified that not only did this Fitzsimmons point the gun at him, that she also pulled the trigger. Both agreed that it happened in seconds near a narrow doorway, and the crime scene photos show that the door frame was made narrower by a clothes rack containing police uniforms that was to Officer Newman's left. The door frame was also made, the door frame was made still narrower when Officer Newman used it to take cover when he threw his firearm.
Didn't like that. Didn't like that. I didn't like that at all, because he's starting to get into like ways in which Noonan did nothing wrong, and like that he could have, you know what I mean? I wasn't a fan of that. That's what I mean by a roller coaster. You're feeling good, then you're, whoa, and then he says right here, this is what I
will argue that it is scientifically and physically impossible for Ms. Fitzsimmons' story to be true, because there was a bullet in the chamber, and she said that Officer Newman shot her without her ever racking the slide after the trigger.
That's when I felt the worst. When he mentioned that's when I felt the worst.
I knew that was going to be okay, because Gubitosi overplayed his hand with the gun and the scientifically impossible stuff. Like, he way overplayed his hand there, and he kind of did a jury closing. You have to do a judge closing. You have to turn the dial down a little bit, because
you don't pull a gun out in court.
he pulled it out 3 times. There was an article in the New York Post just on his pulling the gun out, this little tiny article, and how he created this controversy by doing that 3 times. Like, I don't do that in like a double murder closing where you're, really need to turn up the heat. I would, as a prosecutor, I mean, I would, you pick up the gun once and that's it. He picked up the gun 3 times. That was insane. I never saw that before.
He's like a
And he
cowboy.
pointed it like straight ahead. What was that all about?
Yeah, it's just like, dude,
That was not good.
he was really being theatrical. Like that, like you said, that's something you
Not
do for a
gonna
jury.
make any.
The judge.
Not
has-
that many times a
We're kind
day.
of dialing it down a
May or
little
may
bit.
not.
But I know how you do a judge trial. That's how you do a judge trial. You keep it on the merits and you kind of underplay things a little bit.
Glad you brought
Very
that up. A lot
southern,
of
y'all.
people think you'd be crap for your closing. It was.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you say to them?
Well, I've done a few of these bench trials and it's a different animal. You want to choke off the government's avenues and opportunities for making points. So you keep it very minimal. And you know a little bit about that. We've been in that position. And, the judge asked us at sidebar, no character assassination, like he's calling her a liar, because of the thing about the dog. I mean, give me a break. He
Kind
way
of
too
fairies,
over
how you
the
doing?
top for that. That would have been fine for a jury, but you have to match
Can
the
I
audience.
just say that my dog was on the restraining order? Can I say that?
Yeah, so it was a little bit of just a miscommunication, Kels, where I guess it was in the application where he wanted the dog, but I guess it didn't make the papers that were admitted into court as the exhibit. So I think it was just a miscommunication. I don't think it was fair for him to call her a liar for
A
that.
liar. A liar.
Either way, it was the intent. He wanted you not to have the dog. That's
No,
messed up.
And
Right.
my dog was in my house during that time. He was staying with my dad because we had gone away for the weekend and my dad hadn't brought him back yet. And they asked me where my dog was. And the intent was there. Let me just say that. The intent was there.
Holy cow.
I'm not going to make any dog jokes. I was going to make a funny joke there. I will tell it when you're off the screen. I had the funniest joke there. I didn't say it because I'm being mature here for my lawyer. Okay.
She's got a great dog, Maverick. He's adorable.
Maverick's a lovely dog for sure.
Our dogs, me and Tim's dogs have met before.
Yeah. All right.
I disagree that the evidence reflected that the only way to chamber a bomb would have been to pull the slide.
There it is. That's how you knew.
However, even if I assume that Ms. Fitzsimmons lied about not bashing the slide, it does not detract from the advocacy and credibility of the testimony that she never put in.
They brought up the biggest piece of evidence that they had, that bullet in the chamber or whatever. And then he's like, but doesn't change. As soon as he said that, this is when it starts getting good. And just watch your facial reaction.
About which he was equally as adamant that she did. Perhaps the Commonwealth could have easily met its burden if the officers had been very body cameras. But under these circumstances,
Okay, as soon as he mentions body cameras, you look over, Kelsey. What? You felt good, right?
Yeah. I knew.
You knew?
I knew.
Yeah, that's where I was like, yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Is that where you grabbed her hand?
What was that? You
I think I
guys
grabbed her hand.
you grabbed her in there. Okay, this is when you knew everything was
Around
gonna be
there,
okay.
maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, was Martha? Looks like Martha's touching you too there.
Martha grabbed my hands right away when she heard that.
Wow.
reasonable doubt.
Reasonable. Oh, she just looks right at reasonable doubt. And then look at you. You take a huge. What were you thinking in this moment right here?
Oh, wow.
Just a big breath. A big. We're on to the next step.
Yeah, that must have been
Breath like
'cause
that
even
can't
if
do,
you
pass
were
like
convicted,
breathalyzer,
I
can
mean,
it?
That would have probably no jail time, but it still would have sucked. No.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me. It wasn't about the repercussions. It was about something bigger, and we can all kind of assume what that is without saying.
Mhm.
There's a next step to this,
Of
and
course. Yeah.
That-
So
that-
Kels,
it was about.
Martha did a good thing before the verdict came back. I couldn't bring myself to do it, but Martha went to the DA and said, "What would you ask for
Yeah.
if it was a guilty?" And they were not going to ask for jail time.
Really? Are you telling her
Yeah.
this for the first time right now?
Yeah, no, she knew.
No, I know.
Yeah,
So you
but
knew that going into this verdict that you were not going to go to jail.
Yeah, no, I was never worried about that because number one, I know
Doesn't
I did
matter,
not
though.
do what
Judge
I
doesn't
was
have to take
accused
that.
of. So the not guilty for me was always there. But the judge deciding was scary for everybody. But when they came back and they told me, like, no matter what, you're not gonna, get handcuffed in front of your family for the second time and get put back in that horrible place. There was a relief, but the relief was more because of the next step that there is with my situation, not because of a sentence.
Does it make you feel vindicated though? It must make you feel vindicated.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
but think about it. When you guys think about it, if what happened is what they tried to say happened, that she tried to remember that silly way I said it? Murder the guy she tried to murder the guy right in the face. She's trying to kill a police officer at close range, and just by a fortuity doesn't succeed, and they're not asking for jail time.
That's crazy.
How does that?
Yeah.
That's a good
How the
point.
hell
That's
does
a
that
good
compute?
point.
It's like they know, like, because you're right. If they really believe that she did what they're claiming she
Yeah.
did, wouldn't they?
How about a 5 to 7?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you can because it's just a lower charge. How about a 4 to 5? That's what I would have asked for as a prosecutor if I really believed she did that. I go all the way through trial.
Tim, they wanted,
Just good. Go home.
Tim, they wanted to put me in jail because I looked at it. I talked into a window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like that. So I'm
Don't say
surprised to hear
anything.
that.
That's still pending. Keep quiet.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything about that, but Jesus Christ. I mean, these people are they love jail. They love the idea of jail. It's like bizarre. So that's interesting that they
we
didn't even
welcomed
answer
that, but I was so puzzled by that. You go all the way through here and you're like, no jail time. We're not going to ask for jail time. I mean, it's nice that they weren't going to do it, but it doesn't make sense on the case.
Then what was all this about? Why'd you even bother? Why don't you just drop the charges then? I mean, what's the point of all this? Do you like being on camera?
Corruption.
It's a weird county.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on up there. It's not my home base.
keyword.
Shouldn't say weird.
And,
Are there
There's
any
so many
counties
great
that aren't
people
corrupt
there,
in the
but
state? I mean, that's
I
two for.
get it.
Worcester's not much better.
We can say weird. It's
What was
weird, Auntie. We can
Yeah.
say weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it like? You've left. You've gone on vacation. We're not going to say where, undisclosed location. What's it like being free, Kelsey? I mean, to like be able to go outside. You said you were going to go for a walk with Maverick. That was like the first thing you're going to do. What's that like? What was that like? Your first experience of freedom? Did it feel weird?
The first thing I did was go for a walk with Maverick. That was the first thing I did. And then, I'm in an undisclosed location right now. I might be a little,
Underground bunker.
Well, I noticed a burn there. Yep.
She's in the basement.
states of Massachusetts.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been recognized when you go out in public?
Yes. I've had mostly good, and I've had one not good.
Well, that's okay. That's a good.
I want her to
mostly
come
is
on
a good
FNL
thing,
and
you know,
just
if
see
you're-
the look.
90% of the people like you, that you're doing something right, you know? And
Yeah.
you were
like,
very
oh
popular.
my
You were a very popular defendant, especially
God,
with
that girl
women.
got shit.
Let me tell you, every woman out there, like watching there, like the courtroom was like 90% women, and because they identified with you so much because you're a mother, you seem like a nice person. You were wronged by like all male police officers and all that. What do you have to say to all of your supporters out there, all these strangers? Like what does that feel like to have all these strangers supporting you?
Well, first of all, it was huge
Can't
that
imagine her
my
as a cop.
case even got picked up, because I truly remember sitting in the hospital with Tim and Courtney, And I didn't really see an end, and I didn't see that light at the end of the tunnel. But I did start to see that light when there was strangers sending me letters and words of affirmation, and there was moms that were relating, and that's when I really was like, okay, there's not just a fight for one thing, there's a fight for a lot of people. And if the attention is going to be on my case, I will be that voice. And do I like the attention? No. I rather be known as the police officer that was just in town. That's what I thought that was my career was going to be. Just, police officer that you maybe recognize at Starbucks.
That was your dream job. That was your dream.
Right. And I absolutely loved my job, but here I am today. And I think I will love my job even more when I'm able to physically and mentally prevent this from happening to another human being, mom or dad or anybody. Because that's my goal.
What do you want to do with the rest of your life? You're only 29 years old, right?
Only 29 years old, and that is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And
be a lawyer?
I don't know. I mean, I could go back to law school. I could get my master's. I just know that I have a voice, and I will lead that voice to people not having to be me, because not everybody could survive what I've been through. I put on a happy face a lot of days, but I think my family and Tim and Courtney have seen the deepest, darkest moments of my life. And that includes sitting on the floor of a jail cell and begging to be free to see a human that you created. And there is truly not a word for the devastation that is.
Scott.
There's not. And that needs to be prevented, and it can be. And we will do that, me and Tim and Courtney.
So you're motivated by this, like the injustice that's been done to you. You don't want it to happen to anyone else.
No, it won't.
That's great. What do you have to say to two of your biggest supporters out there, your most vocal supporters? Is a gentleman by the name of Mark Asadorian, known as Mazza, and a woman by the name of Melanie Little. She's an attorney on YouTube. They were complete strangers to you before this. What do you have to say to them? And did you know who they were before this? And what do you think of all the support that they galvanized for you?
I didn't know who they were before this. I now know that they are amazing humans that are so generous and have taken their dedicated time out of their day for me and my justice. And without them and the eyes that they've put on this case, I truly don't know if I would have been able to handle a lot of this. They'll never know how thankful I am. They really will never know.
That was amazing. When I saw you hugging Maz, I'm like, that's a Kodak moment. I know I was, I'm this creepy guy and taking pictures across there, but it was too good not to memorialize. It was like everyone needed to see that.
Yeah. I cried when I saw him. I had no idea how tall he was.
He's very tall. When you first meet him, you're like, holy shit, this mofo is tall. He's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's 6'6". I asked him because I was like, whoa. But I need to give him a huge hug. And, if Melanie was there too, I've tried to hug everybody. Every familiar face. I just say, thank you.
Yeah, we need you to meet all the YouTube. We need Melanie, Will, Nurse Kim,
Baker.
Jimmy came around
Awesome.
eventually
Broken
too. Like,
Baker.
we got to get you. You and I have met, and it was very
Yes.
nice meeting you.
Yes,
But we got to get you meeting all the YouTubers because they're all wonderful people. And this was a big community that got.
She has an opportunity to come on
the
Friday
timing.
Night.
No, I mean the timing was
Because
kind of
I'm
good.
saying.
It was like the retrial had just ended. People were looking for a new cause, and like in came you
She could
and your injustice.
Broken
And,
Baker spot.
it was a wild ride, and I'm sorry that they put you through that. No one should ever have to go through that, but it sounds like you came out stronger, and I really hope that you're very young, and I hope that you use this opportunity to use your voice to advocate for others.
we will.
Wow.
So, well, all right, guys. Well, you told me you come on for 15 minutes, Tim. You're like, I'll give you 10, maybe 15 minutes.
For her to realize.
I told you, you guys were a little nervous about coming on. And I'm like, look, I'm good at making people feel comfortable. That's what I like to do. I don't like to ask gotcha questions or anything. I just want to make my guests feel comfortable.
No, gotcha
Did
questions
you guys
are horrible.
feel comfortable here?
She is almost as pretty as
course.
Baker.
Yeah.
There we go. That's all I ask.
Felt comfortable. It's good to have a platform to say your story because, like Aidan, I'm not on social media right now. I haven't been for a while.
Stay that way.
so
Stay that way. Do not get on social media.
It's good to be able to,
don't do it.
not only tell my
Don't do
story
it.
and my testimony, but hear without all the pressure.
And you should keep doing that. You just enjoy your time in your undisclosed location. Enjoy that fresh air. Enjoy your bed. Every night you sleep in a bed. It's like you remember that mattress, don't you, Kelsey? How uncomfortable are those goddamn mattresses?
What's funny is, and I will just say this, I didn't have a medical accommodation from the court, but I did have a medical accommodation from the jail. And that was to have a double mattress because my ribs were broken.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But Kelsey, Aidan was much more of a baby than you were.
Hey.
Can I just say this? And no offense, because I love you, but the man cold is a real thing, and
I know.
It was it's not fun, but you're never going back. You're free and you're gonna do great things. And I wish you nothing but the best. And you have so many people out there rooting for you, and they're going to continue to root for you because the battle has just begun. I believe the link to your defense fund is in the description below. So feel free to give because the fight is just getting started, as they say. Like now is the real important fight. We're not going to get into that. We're going to let you guys deal with that. The way it should be done, not on YouTube, but in the courts. And so. Yeah, you're in good hands. You're in great hands.
Thanks, guys.
So thanks so much for coming, both of you. Appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful evening.
All right,
bye,
guys.
Bye.
How did I turn that off?
That was great. What you guys?
Yeah, did a pretty good job there. Pretty good job, man. No, that was that's not the right button. That's the right button. That was different. I thought that there would be a lot more to talk about, interact with and stuff. But holy cow, I'm taken back. Turtleboy did a good job. First of all, that's a different side of him than what I've seen, and I do appreciate that. And Kelsey, Godspeed, kiddo. Godspeed. So hope the best for you. Kelsey has not made the best decisions in her life. And it's nothing against her. Everyone makes bad decisions. But, let's face it, one of them is the alien, right? Who called him the alien? That was hilarious. And then the other is in a weak moment, thinking that suicide was the answer. If you guys, anybody ever hears this, if anybody ever feels that way, please reach out and contact somebody. There's all sorts of wonderful helplines for it. And you should. You just don't ever Do whatever you can to protect your life. It's very, very precious. And, oops, wrong thing. Team 42, thank you, expert. Hey, thank you, T. I appreciate you. I didn't do anything. I'm just I'm getting drawn in. You guys are drawn. Just when I think I'm out, you pull me back in.
Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Aidan is an onion. He makes you cry. Well, I can understand that. Darth Vader, you rock. You absolutely rock. Appreciate you being here. Across the screen, thanks for watching. Hey, thank you guys. I had no idea. And I did, like I said, I asked Emily C. I said, should I watch this or should I not? And she's like, no, you need to. You need to watch it. That'd be a great idea. I think the aliens started with Mickle from Justice. Don't know them, but I'll take your word for it. Take your word for it, Sheila. She sounds so sweet, doesn't she, Kimberly? By the way, y'all, Kimberly Ray has surgery on Friday. Please keep her in your prayers. I like this side of him. Of me? Well, Squid. Anytime. Don't say that. Don't say that. No, don't say that. Because Law 2 is so stupid. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Like all those people that they think they're something special and they're not. What was it? I have a friend that said that you know no real attorneys are on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, I know, that's why I'm here. Justice served. Yeah, I don't know justice served. I mean, I'm not doubting you. It's just it came across my stuff. I don't. It's a podcast of two attorneys. Oh, well, then that's definitely no. I don't watch podcasts or listen to them or anything else. Hey, Fammy Ted, how you doing? He went for another. Oh yeah, Turtleboy did. Yeah. What you know? You know? What do I know? I don't know anything. What happened? I know that you're coming to Dollywood June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's gonna be exciting, isn't it? You're gonna meet weirdos like me. You're gonna be out of your comfort zone. It's gonna be a good time. You'll be like, I cannot believe you're an adult, right? You're gonna be like, I cannot believe I'm having so much fun as an adult around other adults. This is unbelievable. I'll be like, I know, I'm a dream maker. They had a great interview with Kelsey's stepdad. Justice Served did. Expert D. Baker. What? But you're in Florida. She's in Massachusetts. She said she's gonna come. Well, definitely not Baker. He can't drink. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Never in my life that if it was like yeah. I don't know if this ever happened again. I didn't really know Valhalla as well as I do now because this is the first FNL Dollywood. Valkyrie comes. See, I think I just got there. She's come walk in and she's like, Valhalla's getting in a fight with the manager or something. You gotta stop this. I'm like, me. I go walking over there. And Broken Bear's like, Val, it's not bad. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. He's like, it is too. This man fought for his country. Some Norway. He's like, Denmark. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who I fought for. We are giving you LawTuber names. Who? What? Any expert? Isn't that the little orphan girl? I'm not a redhead. Defense expert diaries. She broke. That's Broken Baker's ex-wife. That's why he's broken. She took his name. They took his heart. Man, I don't. We gotta stay with my boy. I gotta stay with my boy. Not Emily, natural enemy of the expert because of him. Oh, he has no idea. Who's he? Who? What? What are you an expert of exactly? Well, until I got married. All the orange. Don't bring up Emily D to the Broken Baker. Yes, true. That's true. He'll cry. He's very weepy. Baker himself, I'm sure will say we don't have to choose sides. No, but that's what good friends do. Friends, friends stick by friends. You know, so it's part of the. There's a code to it. I think. I have a friend who had a birthday the other day, and my birthday message didn't get sent out to him, and I just realized that. Oh, I was like, wait, my phone didn't hit send. Do you know that, Fall Storm? I forgot to send a happy birthday to somebody. Somebody else I remembered. I choose sides. Side eyes. Choose the sides. Oh my gosh, those dogs were so bad. Yeah, you forgot too. Mm. Yeah, maybe he's not. What? I didn't say hi. Sorry. What happened? You're over there talking stuff, jive about Emily. Oh my gosh. What do you guys want to do tomorrow night? My birthday is this week, but I'm too bitchy of an Aries to say which day. No, yeah, you don't. You should never tell strangers on the internet your birthday or your social security number. Don't do that. Or where you live. Those are things. If you tell those three things, they'll steal your ID. And I mean, not like your ID to like go and buy a beer. I mean, your identification. You're not identification. Your identity. They will steal your identity. It's happened to me. That's how I know. We are talking smack about me. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Something happened earlier. My channel is 2 years old tomorrow. Are you having a birthday? Have you guys is everybody subscribed to Squid? Y'all know her? She's not just a swabby. She's a calamari. Anyone can find your birthday in 10 minutes. That's why you don't tell them your name. I'm Canadian. I don't have a social security number. You guys don't have any numbers up there? Really? How do you guys get credit cards? Oops. You haven't been to Aldi? Oh my gosh. I forget that was like months ago. You were like, "Oh, it's 5 minutes away. I don't go to that part of town." Wasn't that what you said, Corny? I think it was. It was that, and then like Publix was like 15 minutes away or something. Am I right about that? There's parts of it I feel like I'm right. You know, as long as I feel like I'm right, I'm right. Yeah, happy birthday, Squid. Squid is a horrible person. I have to go and subscribe from her. Yeah, most people are. It's a trend lately. So here. Can I borrow a quarter? Hang on a second. How do I do? Watch this. I may know something. I don't want. I turn that off. Crap. Hang on. Ugh. No, I messed that up. I messed everything up. Hang on. I'm trying to show you something cool, but I can't because I'm dumb. Ugh. Dude, what is wrong with me? I can't do anything right. No, turn that off. Turn that off. Turn it off. Turn it off. It's all off. Okay, higher. Order. I'm doing all this. All right, here you go. All right, you ready for this, Courtney? I did all this just for you to show you that you can get this. See, look, it's the Shimio 4-piece portable aluminum alloy key ring, shopping cart, trolley tokens, quarter keychain gift for men and women on Valentine's Day. See right there? You never have to have a quarter again because you have this on your keychain. Yay, look at you. You can go to Aldi without a quarter. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Aren't you excited? See, I'm a giver. Aren't you glad I showed you that? Wait, congrats. Go ahead. You're braver than me. First channel is 2 years old tomorrow. Baby channel. Wait a year yet. I can't keep up with 2 channels. A quarter gets you 3 songs on the jukebox. Does it really? I haven't been to a place with I'm ready, but no wiggles, please. What? What's happening? That's like inserting slugs into video games back in the day. Yeah, yeah, you get your quarterback. Just keep it in your car. Well, you know what? That's hard for Courtney to do. That is hard for her to do. She's like, I don't want to keep up with the quarter. I don't want to do it. I want to do the whole I want to complain about Aldi and not go. It's 5 minutes away, and I can't walk in without a buggy because yeah, why can't you walk in without a buggy, Courtney? Just walk in. I forget what we were talking about anyway. You want some of Baker's honey buns? They're over there.
Oh my.